today? What does it feel like in the clubhouse, especially with the beginning of the season now in the conference play? You guys starting to put things together.
And it's bittersweet. We went through a lot of struggles at the beginning of the season, but it's been so awesome to see everyone grow, go through struggles, and bounce back and fight. So it's been really cool to see that and see how tough everyone has been, and just be able to turn things around and stay hot and just keep it going moving forward.
Your second year of college baseball, but first year of being able to play after your redshirt and coming from a different program, trying to learn how USD does things. How have you seen yourself kind of progress in this program and grow in this program so far?
I think the main thing for me has been maturity. I think being on the field helps you mature a lot. Being off the field and watching, you can get to it's a certain perspective you get to see watching the game, but actually being in it, living through the moments, the tough moments, the joyful moments, really allows you to grow. And then just struggles of the game can really help you mature. Coach Ungricht has been great, just helping me mature on and off the field. So I would say that's the big thing, just maturity.
You're starting to get some results now with the process that you're putting in. Last night, the 2-out knock that you got, a little wide over stance. What was about that at bat? Did you feel like that at bat was kind of one of those moments where you're like, hey, getting a nice result for putting the process in?
Yeah, for sure. I think main thing is just being tough. Took a couple first pitch tough swing, second pitch tough swing, but I think being able to just flush it and fight with 2K and get the knock. It was pretty tough, but it was cool.
So now you got a triple, but before that, you hit one down the line, just went foul. That happens a lot where it ends up ending in a strikeout or a pop up, just in baseball in general. With the disappointment of the foul ball, how were you able to lock back in and be able to get the triple off the wall?
I think just focusing on my breath, kind of clearing my mind, and going in ready to fight and fight for my team. They have my back and I have their back, so I think just doing it for them was the main point, just being tough and just clearing my mind and worrying about the pitch that's about to come in.
You guys are on a little bit of a roll. How do you keep it going tomorrow on a quick change?
I'd say being positive. I think keep doing what we're doing, staying active, coming to the field with a plan, a purpose, and continuing to be hungry. So I would say that's the main thing.
Thank you, Aiden.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Aiden, we asked Brock about the kind of the streak you guys have been on and what the major difference has been. As a guy that has been in other programs before, what have you noticed from this squad over the last couple of weeks?
I think the sense of belief has never left us. Don't get me wrong, that start of the year was tough, something I've never really experienced. But we all kind of dug our heels in and just kept working, and we believed that our work would show, and at a certain point of the year it would show, and it's finally starting to come through, and we just got to keep digging deeper.
As somebody that has entered this program from a different program, with the schedule that you guys had, how has that schedule made you better as the season went
on? Facing ranked opponents, there's nothing to do but get excited about it. Tougher competition really shows what kind of competitor you are. And I think with our team, we struggled with it, but we didn't lose, we learned. And that's a big thing. 2-5 always preaches it. Learning from mistakes. The year didn't start off as hot as we wanted it to, but I feel like if you watch us from game one to game, whatever the game we just played is, you can see that growth and development. Guys like Beltre coming around, he's doing a great job for us. Rex Watson, Aden Howard, guys like that are really growing and maturing in front of our eyes, and it's great to watch them keep going. And even like Cal today, he's a redshirt freshman that just every outing seems to be getting better. And he had a tough outing last week, but he bounced back and showed what he's made of, and that's awesome to keep seeing and keep learning as we go on.
Seems like the pitching staff continues to get better. You guys have lowered your hit by pitch, which was a problem at the beginning of the year. Limiting a lot of the walks. What has been the point of emphasis these last couple of weeks that have led you to be able to have a little bit more command as a staff?
I think trusting our stuff. We have a good amount of pitchers on this team that have really good stuff, and going up there, not trying to do too much. See a sign, don't try to do it. Just trust that you can do it, and trust each pitch has a meaning behind it. And when we go up there, it's compete mode. Just clear your mind, have one thing in mind, and that's just execute the pitch to give your guys a better chance.
When your starter in front of you goes shut out for a long period of time, and you get asked to come in, how much pride do you have in trying to keep another zero up there for your guy in front of you, but also for the staff as a whole?
Yeah, we talked about it before game. Flo's goal for Cal today was get a W by his name, and I think Cal going those 5 innings scoreless, really just a sense of pride kicks in, because it's not just about me coming into the game. It's about backing up Cal, keeping the game where it is so we have a good chance to win, keeping momentum on our side so our offense can keep going. I think putting the team before yourself is the best mentality in that situation.
How did you feel when you went out there, and at what point did you feel like you're going to be locked in tonight?
You kind of get a feeling like when I was warming up, felt like my pitches were doing what I wanted. I think I had a first inning walk. From then on, it was kind of like it clicked. Like you were saying, we've been doing a better job of throwing more strikes and attacking at hitters, and that walk for me was being a little passive, and I think that just got me back into attack mode and just see what they can do with my stuff.
Quick turnaround tomorrow, game at noon. How do you guys keep it rolling?
You know, we go get our field jobs done, eat some food, go home, get some sleep, wake up and do the same thing. Just keep going, keep getting after it, staying on our routines.
The other little bit of a role here, what has been the major difference in these last couple of weeks compared to the beginning of the season?
Yeah, a belief. I mean, they keep staying with the process all year, but the belief in each other. I think that's the biggest thing. You can see it through our at-bats, through the pitching, the pass the torch mentality, both on the mound and at the plate. And guys genuinely excited for one another. I think that's a telltale sign. You watch us play and you see guys that are so fired up for other guys coming through, and that's when you know the brotherhood is kicked in, and they're really pulling for one another, and they want to win, and they're going to do whatever it takes to win. And the dugout's great, the energy's great. But I think that's the biggest thing that you see with this group right now.
Pitching staff looked pretty good today. Cal was really getting up there with his vertical break on his fastball. It looked like it was really messing with Portland a little bit, but he went out there and pitched a shutout. Hayden Cody right after that shutout, and the pitching staff really did their job tonight against a good Portland team.
Man, I can't say enough. I mean, Cal responded from last week, and obviously, he had that 45-minute window where he didn't sat down on the bench before he got the pitch, and then this week he set the tone right away. Him and Flo and Grady worked a lot this week on making a few adjustments with the delivery, and I thought he just did an exceptional job to set the tone and give us a chance to score there, and then just passing off to H-Co, and H-Co just did a heck of a job. I mean, multiple pitches working for strikes, just the conviction in his face, pounding both sides of the plate. As an offensive guy, and I'm watching him out there on the mound, I'm like, yeah, that's hard to hit. It's hard to game plan against. It's an uncomfortable at bat, as you would call it, and he just keeps getting better and better every time out. So I'm super proud of him, and then passing it off to Mo, and then that's the cool thing too with those two guys closing the game out. I mean, just those are transfers that have come into our program and done nothing but more than we've asked them to do on a leadership role, and just holding the standard and the expectation, leading by example, and been a calming force for a lot of our younger guys, and it was really cool to see them do their thing tonight.
With a guy like Gaston that really likes to live with the sinker and get a lot of ground balls. You guys avoided a lot of that. How were you guys able to do that against him?
Yeah, we executed our plan. I mean, Coach Holland hammered that home before the game. I mean, he hammered that home with the guys, just really talking about we're just going to get the ball up. And if we take a strike and it's a strike down at the knees, great job, tip your hat. And I thought our guys did just a heck of a job with staying with their approach, never giving in, not panicking, not having panic at bats, not panic swinging because umpire called a strike down. Just really stayed with the approach of getting the ball up. And then when he made those mistakes, I thought we did a good job of making him pay. And you get 3 runs scored with 2 outs. Howie's at bat there with the 3-2 count, 2 outs, drives that ball to left. gets us on the board, and then passing that to Mydroth with the knock, and then Gerv with the knock, and scoring 3 times with 2 outs. It shows you the toughness and the resilience from the guys.
With this streak that you've had, the bottom of your order's done a lot of damage. And I mean, today with 2 outs, you guys were able to put up the 3 runs starting from the bottom of the order. You know, how much of a relief it is for the top of the order when you got guys all over the order contributing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to what we were talking about, like just the same thing that you're hitting the nail on the head. You know, you find those 8, 9 guys that can really turn it over like we had last year, and they could turn it over to Gerv. And the cool thing is they believe that and they see it like, come on, get it turned over to Gerv, get it turned over to Gerv, and just win pitches, win the at bat. I mean, Mydroth had a heck of a 3-2 count walk tonight to turn it on over to Gerv against one of their best arms, and like you could just see the excitement. They're fired up to win a walk, you know, to get Gerv back up, and that's what it shows me. Like, okay, you know, that, again, they are really bought in on one another and not just so self-absorbed. So, you know, Howie and Mydroth down 8-9 have just done a really good job over the last week and a half.